Welcome to IE News and to our viewers on IETVTT.com. I'm Micah Dumay. Thanks for joining us. In the headlines, a toddler among 3 killed in deadly Belmont shooting rampage. Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Edward Alexander, says Sharford Court water crisis nearing resolution. Minister of Tertiary Education, Prakash Prasad, calls for national skills push amid AI workforce shift. In our top story, a 2-year-old child was among 3 people killed during a brazen shooting attack in Belmont on Thursday morning. The victims, 30-year-old Akil Kafi, 28-year-old Anthony Wilson, 2-year-old Akini Kafi, and 36-year-old Atonia Kane Kafi was also wounded in the attack and taken to the hospital for treatment. Police say officers assigned to the Belmont police station were on mobile patrol shortly after 8:30 a.m. when reports of loud explosions were received in the Saranoa Road area. Responding officers were directed to Upper St. Francois Valley Road near Holder's shop, where 2 men were found lying beside a silver Toyota Aqua with multiple gunshot wounds. Investigators also recovered more than 20 spent shell casings scattered across the scene. Police later learned that the injured woman and the child had already been transported to the Port of Spain General Hospital by private vehicle. However, the toddler later succumbed to injuries. The area was cordoned off as homicide investigators and crime scene officers processed evidence. Police say early investigations suggest the deadly attack may be gang-related. Senior officers, including Deputy Commissioner of Police Suzette Martin, visited the scene as investigations continue. Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Edward Alexander, has announced major progress in addressing the long-standing water supply issues at Sharford Court on Charlotte Street in Port of Spain. For the past 9 years, the water pumps servicing the residential complex had reportedly not been properly maintained, resulting in critical system failures and ongoing hardship for residents. However, the situation is said to be approximately 80% resolved. One of the malfunctioning pumps has been successfully repaired and returned to service, while a replacement for the second pump has already been sourced and is expected to be installed shortly.
We're on the ground bringing relief. I am here with the project manager for water systems in the HDC. We're here at Sharford Court in Port of Spain on Charlotte Street. In this community, their pumps had failed and they were without any water at all for over 2 weeks. So the team worked some magic because, we're rebuilding from the ground up with sticks and stones right now. But they work some magic to get one pump functional, correct enough?
Yes.
So we have one pump functional now that is providing relief to the entire community, but the ideal situation is 2 pumps. What are we looking at for the second pump?
What we're looking at is a total rebuild of the second pump. It has been outsourced to the relevant service providers, and they should have positive news for us within the next 24 hours so that we can have it up and running and installed. And that's it. Everybody.
100%, right? Again, we're doing this to update the entire country because you're seeing us everywhere. In fact, today, we're going to be as far as Remanchag Warners, besides Port of Spain.
Minister of Tertiary Education and Skills Training, Prakash Prasad, says skills training must become a national priority as artificial intelligence continues to reshape the global market. Here's more. Speaking at the University of Trinidad and Tobago Renewable Rivalry Awards ceremony at the Chaguanas campus, Professor Prasad said countries worldwide are facing employment challenges among young people. He noted that while billions of dollars are being invested in artificial intelligence, there remains a growing demand for skilled tradesmen such as carpenters, plumbers, and electricians to build the infrastructure needed to support emerging technologies. The event recognized students for innovative renewable energy projects. At the primary school level, the top award went to Brasso Venado Government Primary School for its interactive children's book titled Guardians of the Earth. At the secondary level, Naparuma Girls High School captured first place with its renewable energy-themed board game titled Green Energy. Acting UTT President Rian Maharaj said the university has trained hundreds of teachers and reached more than 1,000 students through renewable energy education initiatives. Meanwhile, Executive Chairman Selwyn Kojo praised students and teachers for their creativity and innovation in promoting sustainable energy solutions.
If you look at the situation worldwide, young people are having difficulty getting jobs worldwide, not only Trinidad and Tobago, worldwide. We hear about AI continuously. In AI, it's billions of dollars, over $500 billion in some countries being spent on AI. And you know what is the key back? What is the impediment to implementing AI? The carpenters, the plumbers, the electricians, because we need to build, the infrastructure for it.
We have trained master trainers, teachers, and community development officers, equipping them with the knowledge and tools to deliver content in renewable energy, energy efficiency, and environmental responsibility. We have expanded this effort to reach over 250 teachers across multiple cohorts and engage more than 1,200 students across 69 schools.
We pause for a moment. More news when we come back.
From the freshness of the ocean, Rainbow has sealed in all the natural, healthy goodness in their canned tuna, sardines, and mackerel. So go ahead, enjoy some crispy sardines, stewed mackerel, or a creamy tuna salad. Because while your tummy enjoys the great taste, your heart and immunity will love the healthy omega-3s, calcium, protein, and more. Rainbow's canned tuna, sardines, and mackerel are 100% real fish. So it's tasty, healthy eating for your body, heart, and mind. Rainbow canned fish.
Tile Expressions Limited, as one of the largest importers of tiles, offers an extensive range of high-quality tiles in ceramic, porcelain, granite, stone, and mosaic options. Additionally, we offer a variety of tile accessories and bathroom sets to complement any decor style. We are committed to providing exceptional customer service and swift delivery of all products. From indoor and outdoor tiles to bathroom sets and tile accessories, we have curated a range that caters to both traditional and modern taste. Lampus 13, Ajudha Road, Munro Road, Canopio. Call 223-8453.
Welcome back. Police are investigating a burglary at Power Gen facility in Sign Village, Penal, after thieves reportedly stole copper, wiring, and other items from the compound. The incident was discovered shortly after midnight on Tuesday during routine security checks. Investigators say a storeroom on the compound was found damaged, with its metal door forced open and several security bars missing. Officers also discovered a section of the perimeter fencing had been cut, suggesting intruders gained access through the eastern side of the property before entering the building. Checks revealed that a quantity of copper wire stored inside had been stolen, along with other items still being assessed as part of an ongoing inventory. Police officers and direct investigators processed the scene and have launched inquiries to determine the full extent of the theft and identify those responsible. The incident comes amid growing concern over a rise in copper thefts across the country. The World Health Organization says 8 cases of hantavirus have now been identified, including 3 deaths. Health officials say 5 of the cases have been laboratory confirmed, while 3 others remain suspected. Speaking at a media briefing, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom explained that hantaviruses are carried by rodents and can cause severe illnesses in humans. He said infections typically occur through contact with infected rodents or exposure to their urine, droppings, or saliva. Dr. Tedros warned that additional cases may still emerge, noting that the incubation period for the Andes strain of the virus can extend up to 6 weeks. Despite the seriousness of the incident, the WHO says the overall public health risk remains low at this time. Health authorities are continuing to monitor the situation closely and are urging vigilance, particularly in areas where rodent exposure may occur.
8 cases have been reported, including 3 deaths. 5 of the 8 cases have been confirmed as hantavirus, and the other 3 are suspected. Hantaviruses are a group of viruses carried by rodents that can cause severe disease in humans. People are usually infected through contact with infected rodents or their urine, droppings, or saliva. The species of hantavirus involved in this case is the Andes virus, which is found in Latin America and is the only species known to be capable of limited transmission between humans. In previous outbreaks of Andes virus, transmission between people has been associated with close and prolonged contact, particularly among household members, intimate partners, and people providing medical care.
Minister of Works and Infrastructure Geraldine John is highlighting what she describes as 365 days of action and delivery across the country. According to the ministry, the past year has focused on advancing infrastructure projects, strengthening communities and improving environmental management nationwide. The ministry says works carried out under Minister John's leadership have ranged from early morning site visits and community upgrades to large-scale national projects aimed at improving accessibility, productivity, and public spaces. Officials noted that efforts have also extended across drainage, coastal, and maritime infrastructure as part of a broader push to modernize critical systems and improve quality of life. The ministry says the approach remains centered on delivering practical results, maintaining public infrastructure, and raising national standards. Minister John added that the work to improve communities and infrastructure across Trinidad and Tobago remains ongoing. Police are investigating a brazen daytime home invasion in Pina that left a housewife tied up inside her home. Investigators say the 37-year-old woman was washing clothes near the back door of her house along Scott Road, Penal Rock Road, shortly before midday on Tuesday, where 3 men armed entered the property. According to reports, the intruders ordered the woman to remain silent before restraining her during the ordeal. Police say 2 of the suspects were dressed in black clothing, wore masks and gloves, and were armed with firearms. They were described as being of African descent and approximately 5 feet 11 inches tall. The suspect was described as taller with a long face, short beard, and dressed in a red and white striped t-shirt. He was also reportedly armed. Police are continuing investigations into the incident. You're watching IE News. We'll return after these messages.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Are you renewing your motor, homeowner or business insurances shortly? Then call Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, for a competitive quote. With 2 locations, Todd Street, El Socorro and 5 Rivers, Aruca. Please call us at 221-5051 or 227-5051. Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, building relationships exceeding expectations.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has congratulated India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP on what she described as a historic electoral victory in West Bengal. Here's more. In a statement, Mrs. Persad-Bissessar noted that the result marks the BJP's first win in the West Bengal Assembly elections, calling it a significant political milestone in one of India's most populous states. She said the outcome reflects the strength of India's democratic institutions and praised Prime Minister Modi's leadership as steady and disciplined during a time of global change. The Prime Minister also highlighted the importance of continued cooperation between Trinidad and Tobago and India, pointing to shared democratic values and strong cultural ties. She added that the government looks forward to the upcoming official visit of India's External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar as both countries seek to deepen their long-standing partnership. Let's now take a look at some international news.
Tonight, even as Iran fires missiles and drones at American Navy ships and our ally, the United Arab Emirates, the Trump administration insists the ceasefire is not over. Reporters pressing the president.
They've fired at U.S. ships several times in the last 24 hours. What do they need to do to violate the ceasefire?
Well, you'll find out because I'll let you know. They know what to do and they know what to do. They know what not to do, more importantly, actually.
But today, a top Iranian official insisting, quote, "We have not even begun yet," adding, "We know full well that the continuation of the status quo is intolerable for America." Here at home, the average price of a gallon of gas now topping $4.50, the highest it's been in 4 years. The price of beef soaring more than 15% over the past year. Yesterday, the administration launched an effort to reopen the Strait of Hormuz to commercial traffic. But in the past 48 hours, only 2 commercial ships have crossed, more than 1,500 stacked up outside. And late tonight, the president abruptly announcing he was pausing the U.S. effort. It came after Iran opened fire on some commercial vessels, including American Navy ships, which fired back. Earlier, Secretary of State Marco Rubio emphasizing that didn't mean the U.S. had resumed attacks on Iran.
This is a defensive operation. And what that means is very simple. There's no shooting unless we're shot at first. Okay? We're not attacking them. We are only responding if attacked first. This is a defensive operation.
Rubio then taking it a step further, declaring that Operation Epic Fury itself is over. This, though President Trump's goal in starting the war to eliminate Iran's nuclear program remains out of reach. 10 weeks in, are we any closer to getting rid of Iran's nuclear material?
Yeah, but look, here's the way to think about Iran. So their ability to build a shield behind which they could hide their nuclear program was wiped out. That's a very substantial achievement, and that was the purpose of this operation from day one.
Get their nuclear material in order for this war to end.
Well, that's one of the topics that needs to be discussed. I don't know about, I think you're linking it. The operation is over. Epic Fury, as the president notified Congress, we're done with that stage of it.
After 3 deaths on board this luxury cruise ship, tonight teams are racing to contain a suspected outbreak of a rare strain of hantavirus that health officials say may spread person to person.
We do believe that there may be some human-to-human transmission that's happening among the really close contacts, the husband and wife, people who've shared cabins.
The World Health Organization suspects the first victims, a Dutch couple, were likely infected before boarding the ship weeks ago in Argentina, where the rare Andes strain was discovered. At least 4 people have fallen ill, including a British doctor who has been caring for sick patients. He's now in serious condition and will be airlifted tonight along with 2 other patients before the ship sails on from Cape Verde to Spain's Canary Islands. 17 Americans among those stranded on that ship. Hantavirus is usually spread through exposure to rodents. Workers are now disinfecting cabins as a precaution. Tonight, health officials are trying to reassure the stranded passengers.
We hear you, we know that you are scared, and we're trying to make sure that the ship has as much information as they can.
Yesterday, American passenger Jake Rosemarin opened up about the fear and uncertainty on that ship.
All we want right now is to feel safe, to have clarity, and to get home.
Tonight, we checked in with Jake, who says everyone on board remains in good spirits and are hopeful, saying there are safety measures in place. Masking, meals delivered to cabins, and access to decks for fresh air.
When we return, your weather update and more, stay tuned.
Introducing Signature Marine Coatings. We bring you premium marine solutions powered by PPG coatings, including anti-fouling protection, high-grade epoxy systems, fiberglass materials, and complete marine refinishing supplies. Protect, enhance, and maximize the performance of your vessel with products you can trust. Get the finish your vessel deserves. We are located at Tardy Marine Limited in Chagaramas. Call us today at 2900-654 or email at signaturepaints@hotmail.com.
In our lives, there are moments that need to be remembered. Are you hosting a Ramayana Yagya, religious or cultural event or celebration? Would you like to have it aired live on IETV or recorded for playback later? We will air your program on IETV and IU Radio, with your viewers joining locally and internationally. Your family and friends worldwide can view on www.ietvtt.com or listen on ieradiott.com. To make arrangements, call or WhatsApp IETV at 784-9880. Let us record your cherished moments and share it.
Let's do India and Nepal, a soulful journey across timeless destinations. Delhi, Kathmandu, Varanasi, Ayodhya, Haridwar, Rishikesh, Agra, and Jaipur. August 12th to 28th. Presented by Pandit Omarat. Call 681-3476 to book now. Not just a trip, it's a spiritual and cultural experience.
Welcome back to IE's Major News. Let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Today was generally partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy across Trinidad and Tobago, with warm and humid conditions prevailing throughout the day. During the afternoon, there were periods of increased cloudiness which brought isolated showers in some districts, while other areas remained mostly fair. Daytime temperatures reached around 32 to 33 degrees in Trinidad and near 31 in Tobago. Winds were light to moderate from the east at 15 to 20 kilometers per hour. Sea conditions were slight to moderate with waves between 1.0 and 1.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Sea levels remained within normal limits. Tonight is expected to be mostly cloudy at times, with a few brief showers, particularly during the late evening and early morning hours. Conditions will remain warm and humid, with overnight temperatures settling around 24 to 25 degrees Celsius. Winds will remain light to moderate from the east, while seas will continue slight to moderate with waves near 1.0 to 1.5 meters. Sea levels are expected to remain normal, though slightly choppy conditions are possible in open waters. For Friday, expect partly cloudy to sunny conditions during the morning, with the chance of a brief shower in some areas before improving conditions later in the day. Temperatures are forecast to reach around 32 degrees in Trinidad and near 31 in Tobago, with humid conditions continuing. Winds will be east to east-northeasterly at 15 to 20 kilometers per hour, and seas will remain slight to moderate with waves up to 1.5 meters in open waters and around 1 meter in sheltered areas, while sea levels remain within the normal range. Let's take a look at some crime news. Officers of the Central Division seized one firearm during an anti-crime exercise conducted within the district on May 4th. Between the hours of 8 p.m. and 12 midnight, officers attached to the Central Division Task Force Area North were engaged in an Operation Steady Guard exercise when they received intelligence which led them to McLean Drive, Las Lomas No. 1. Upon arrival, officers conducted a search of a nearby bushy area, during which a makeshift shotgun constructed of metal and wood was discovered and seized. In another operation, 2 men have appeared in court jointly charged with the attempted murder of a 39-year-old male victim, which occurred on April 23, 2026. Curtis Chin Hung, 58, a welder, and his son Daniel Chin Hung, 28, a fisherman, both of St. Madeleine, were charged with the offense when they appeared before Master Whitney Franklin on Tuesday, 5th May, in the South D. Ajipa Court. The accused were granted bail with surety in the sum of $80,000 each, and the matter was adjourned to October 6, 2026. They were also ordered to stay 100 feet away from the victim, reside in St. Madeleine, and report to the St. Madeleine police station once a month. A male victim reported to police that he was proceeding to his St. Madeleine home around 8:30 p.m. on April 23rd when he was attacked by 2 dogs. He claims he kicked one of the animals in the fence, and its owner came out of a nearby house and armed with a cutlass. An argument ensued, during which a second man approached the victim with a metal rod in his hand. The victim alleges he was beaten about his head and body. During the incident, he subsequently sought medical treatment at hospital for his wounds. 2 male suspects were arrested in connection with the matter shortly after. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, in collaboration with the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, continues to intensify its assault on criminal elements through coordinated intelligence-led operations designed to dismantle criminal activity, disrupt illegal networks, and restore safety and security across communities nationwide. A joint police and defense force operation conducted in Oropoon Gardens, Piaco, between 4 a.m. and 6:45 a.m. Wednesday, 6th May, resulted in the arrest of 7 men on preventative detention orders. The operation was intelligence-led and formed part of ongoing efforts by the TTPS to target priority offenders and disrupt criminal activity within the Northern Division. The female driver of a motor vehicle and a male passenger were arrested by officers of Debe Highway Patrol shortly after a report of robbery with violence in the Debe district. A male victim reported to police that he was conducting sales in the Debe district around 2 p.m. on Tuesday, 5th May, when he was approached by a man who allegedly snatched a gold bearer valued at $45,000 and a gold handband valued at $5,500 from his possession. The man is alleged to have fled in an awaiting white Toyota Fielder wagon driven by a woman. A report was made to the police and the vehicle was intercepted a short distance away along the M2 Ring Road, and 2 suspects, a 28-year-old woman of Laramine and 31-year-old man of Carenage, were held. A search of the suspects resulted in the stolen jewelry being found in the possession of the male suspect. Investigations are ongoing. Recapping the headlines, a toddler among 3 killed in deadly Belmont shooting rampage. Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Edward Alexander, says Shafford Court's water crisis nearing resolution. Ministry of Tertiary Education Prakash Prasad calls for national skills push amid AI workforce shift. Well, this is where we leave you for now. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Micah Dume. Thank you for joining us.